What if I told you that happiness is not something you need to chase, nor something that requires external validation? What if instead, it's something that exists within you, waiting for you to simply let go? In the next few minutes, we'll uncover the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, showing you how to find true happiness in solitude and the profound art of letting go. Stick around for an eye-opening journey. The Stoic Path to Happiness. Understanding what you can control. One of the fundamental principles of Stoicism is the understanding of what is within our control and what is not. The Stoics believe that we spend far too much of our energy on things that are beyond our power: other people's opinions, life circumstances, material possessions, and even the unpredictability of the future. The first step to finding peace in solitude is recognizing that our happiness does not depend on these external factors. The Stoics taught that we cannot control how others behave, what the world offers, or the inevitable challenges life throws our way. However, we can control how we respond to these things. Happiness, therefore, is not something external we need to chase or attain. It is a state of mind we create through our responses and our attitudes. The art of letting go begins with acknowledging that we cannot control everything. When we stop trying to control the uncontrollable, we free ourselves from the tension and frustration that arise when things don't go as planned. By embracing what we can change, our own perceptions and actions, we open ourselves to a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment. Solitude. Not loneliness, but self-discovery. Many people fear being alone. They associate solitude with loneliness, emptiness, or even failure. But Stoicism teaches us that solitude is not only natural, it's essential for personal growth. It's in those moments of being alone that we have the opportunity to reconnect with ourselves, to reflect on our lives, and to make peace with who we are. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, highlighted the importance of solitude in his letters to his friend Lucilius. He emphasized that only in solitude can we find clarity and wisdom, free from the distractions and noise of the world. When we're constantly surrounded by others, it's easy to lose sight of our own thoughts, desires, and values. Solitude allows us to detach from external influences and focus on what truly matters to us. Being alone gives us the chance to step back from the demands of society, to pause and reflect on the direction of our lives, our purpose, and our goals. Rather than viewing solitude as a form of punishment, the Stoics teach us to embrace it as a space of potential and growth. It's a space where we can build self-reliance and inner strength, discovering that we are enough as we are. Letting go of attachments. The key to inner freedom. One of the most powerful teachings of Stoicism is the idea of detachment. We often find ourselves tied to people, things, or situations, believing that our happiness depends on them. We cling to relationships, possessions, and achievements, thinking they will bring us fulfillment. But Stoicism teaches us that the more we attach ourselves to these external things, the more vulnerable we become to disappointment, loss, and suffering. The act of letting go is about releasing these attachments. It's not about abandoning people or possessions, but rather about freeing ourselves from the belief that our happiness depends on them. When we let go, we regain control over our emotions and our peace of mind. We become less affected by external circumstances and more attuned to our inner resources. Letting go, however, is not always easy. We may have spent years building attachments, often unconsciously, and it can feel difficult to detach. But the Stoics encourage us to practice this detachment regularly. By examining our attachments, we can begin to loosen the grip they have on us. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. It takes effort, discipline, and intentionality to let go of our attachments, but the rewards are immeasurable. When we let go, we find freedom, a freedom that allows us to live with greater ease, peace, and joy." The trap of external validation. Why you don't need others to be happy. It's simple to slip into the trap of looking to other people for approval in today's world. We are frequently conditioned to feel that our value is based on how other people see us, whether this is from friends, family, social media, or society at large. Stoicism challenges this notion by teaching us that true happiness comes from within, not from external approval or praise. Epictetus, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, often emphasized that we are the only ones who can control our own happiness. We should not seek validation from others, because their opinions are often fleeting and unreliable. When we rely on the approval of others, we become subject to their judgments and expectations, which can lead to frustration, anxiety, and unhappiness. By letting go of the need for validation, we reclaim our power. We learn to live according to our own values and principles, not based on what others think of us. This internal validation is more stable and enduring than any external form of praise or recognition. The Stoics understood that when we free ourselves from the need for external validation, we open ourselves to a deeper and more lasting form of happiness. The power of self-reliance, creating happiness from within. The Stoics placed great emphasis on self-reliance. Rather than depending on others for our emotional well-being, Stoicism teaches us to cultivate our own inner resources. By learning to rely on ourselves, we become less vulnerable to the ups and downs of life. We can create our own happiness from within. Self-reliance is not about isolation or rejecting relationships. Rather, it is about recognizing that our happiness does not depend on others. We become our own source of strength, wisdom, and peace. This is a key aspect of Stoicism, building resilience in the face of adversity. When we face challenges, we don't wait for others to rescue us or offer solutions. Instead, we trust in our own ability to navigate life's difficulties. By becoming self-reliant, we discover that we are enough just as we are. We don't need external circumstances or people to validate our worth. We can find joy and fulfillment within ourselves, regardless of the situations around us. Gratitude, a Stoic practice for inner peace. A powerful Stoic practice that supports happiness is gratitude. Instead of focusing on what we don't have or what we've lost, gratitude shifts our attention to what we have in the present moment. By acknowledging the blessings in our lives, we cultivate a sense of contentment and peace. Seneca famously said, "It is not how long we live, but how well we live." Gratitude helps us to appreciate the life we have right now, without constantly comparing it to what we wish it were. When we practice gratitude, we stop fixating on the things that are missing and begin to recognize the abundance already present in our lives. This shift in perspective allows us to feel fulfilled even in solitude. Gratitude also helps us detach from the constant need for more. In a society driven by consumerism and comparison, gratitude brings us back to a state of appreciation for what we already possess. By practicing gratitude daily, we can shift our mindset from scarcity to abundance, which leads to greater happiness and inner peace. Mindfulness and acceptance. Living in the present moment. Another cornerstone of Stoic philosophy is mindfulness, the practice of being fully present in the moment. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the past or future, dwelling on regrets or worrying about what's to come. But the Stoics teach us to focus on the present, as it is the only time over which we have any control. Mindfulness involves observing our thoughts and emotions without judgment, and accepting them as they are. Instead of getting caught in negative feelings about being alone or the struggles we face, mindfulness allows us to step back and view these emotions objectively. We realize that emotions come and go, and we don't have to be ruled by them. Acceptance, a key Stoic concept, teaches us to embrace life as it is, without resistance. By accepting the things we cannot change and focusing on the things we can control, we free ourselves from frustration and despair. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity. It means recognizing the limits of our control and making peace with them. The present moment, your gateway to true happiness. At the heart of Stoicism is the idea that the present moment is all we truly have. The past is behind us and the future is uncertain. The only moment in which we can truly live, act, and find peace is now. When we stop dwelling on what was or what could be, we open ourselves to the beauty and peace of the present. We cease hoping for happiness in the far future when we embrace the here and now. Rather, We make it right now. We begin to live in the present, appreciate what we have, and concentrate on the things that we can control instead of searching for outside answers to our own issues. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more life-changing content on Stoicism and personal growth. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on how you plan to apply these Stoic principles to your life. Let's start a conversation about how we can all live more freely and happily. Remember, happiness isn't something you have to search for. It's already within you. Take control and let go. See you in the next video.